Let me share with you exactly what happens during these 3 days of transformed self-talk. The first day is often the most challenging, for you are going against every evidence of your senses. Your physical reality will still show you the old conditions, and your habitual self-talk will attempt to reassert itself. This is where most people fail. They allow what they see to dictate what they say to themselves. But I tell you this, your current circumstances are nothing more than your previous self-talk made visible. In the book of Hebrews it is written, "Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear." Your self-talk is this very word of God that frames your world. Let me share with you the experience of a man who came to me seeking to transform his professional life. He had been stuck in a low-pay position for years, and his self-talk reflected this: "I'm not qualified enough. Better opportunities are for others. I'm not qualified enough to be qualified enough." I instructed him in this 3-day technique of self-talk. For the first day, he was to speak to himself in a very specific way, not just arbitrary positive statements, but precise words that implied his desire was already fulfilled. When he looked in the mirror while dressing for work, instead of his habitual self-talk about another dreary day, he would say, "I love being executive vice president. My decisions create tremendous value for the company. My leadership inspires others." Throughout that first day, whenever his mind wandered to his current circumstances, he would gently bring it back by speaking to himself from the end. "I'm so grateful for my executive position. I handle these responsibilities with such ease. My contributions are highly valued and generously rewarded." The second day brings a subtle shift. Your new self-talk begins to feel more natural, less forced. This is a crucial point where many lose their way, thinking the technique isn't working because it's becoming effortless. But this very naturalness is the signal that your new self-talk is taking root in consciousness. During the second day, your self-talk should focus not just on statements of fact, but on the natural conversations you would have with yourself from your desired state. If you're manifesting perfect health, you don't need to constantly affirm, "I am healthy." Instead, your self-talk might be, "I love how easily I climb these stairs. This fresh energy feels wonderful. I enjoy choosing nutritious foods for my vibrant body." I recall a woman who was manifesting her ideal marriage. During her second date, she didn't just affirm, "I am happily married." Her self-talk became the natural internal dialogue of a beloved wife. "I love preparing our favorite dinner. Our evening walks together are so completely. It's wonderful sharing my life with someone who understands me so completely." The third day is where the magic truly unfolds, but it's also where many stumble because they are looking for external results. Remember, in the book of Genesis, God did not pause after each day of creation to check if it was working. The work was done in consciousness through the Word, and the manifestation followed naturally. On this third day, your self-talk must be maintained with complete indifference to external circumstances. If you're manifesting financial abundance, and you check your bank account to find it unchanged, your self-talk must remain steady. "I love how money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I enjoy choosing the finest things in life. It's wonderful having more than enough to share generously." Let me reveal to you something profound about these 3 days. They correspond to 3 states of consciousness: initiation, transition, and acceptance. Your self-talk must reflect and support each state. The first day initiates the new concept. The second day bridges the new state as something. A businessman once has asked me why his previous attempts at positive self-talk had failed. Upon examination, I discovered he was changing his words, but not his state of consciousness. He would say, "I am successful," while internally arguing with the statement. I taught him that true self-talk isn't about the words alone. It's about speaking from the consciousness of already being what you desire to be. Now, let me share with you the exact structure of self-talk that creates the most rapid transformation during these 3 days. Many attempt to change their lives through haphazard positive statements, but there is a specific pattern, a divine order to effective self-talk that most never discover. This pattern is revealed in Scripture where it states, "Let there be, and there was, and God saw that it was good." This is your template for powerful self-talk during these 3 days. First, you declare what is to be. Then you acknowledge it as already existing. Finally, you express gratitude for its perfection. I want to give you a living example. A young doctor came to me frustrated with his practice. His self-talk was filled with anxiety about patients, concerns about income, and doubts about his abilities. For 3 days, I instructed him to transform his self-talk following this divine pattern. Upon waking the first morning, his self-talk began. "My practice is thriving. Patients seek me out for my exceptional care. I am known for my remarkable results." Throughout the day, whenever his old patterns of anxious self-talk attempted to surface, he would immediately shift to, "I love how smoothly my practice runs. Every patient interaction is satisfying and successful. My expertise brings healing to all who come to me." But here's the crucial point about your self-talk during these 3 days. It must be specific to your own desires and natural to your own way of speaking. Don't copy another's words. Your self-talk must feel like you, must flow naturally from your own consciousness, must be in your own voice. In the Psalms, it is written, "Deep calleth unto deep." Your self-talk must come from the depths of your being, not from the surface of your mind. When you speak to yourself during these 3 days, let the words rise from the consciousness of already being what you desire to be. Consider a teacher who came to me desiring to become a successful author. Her self-talk had been filled with doubt. "Who would read my book? I'm not a real writer. I'll never finish this manuscript." I showed her how to structure her self-talk for the 3-day transformation. Instead of general affirmations about being a successful author, her self-talk became specific and natural. "I love how readers connect with my stories. It's wonderful seeing my books in major bookstores. I enjoy signing copies for my devoted readers." These weren't just positive statements. They were the natural thoughts and words of someone already living her desired reality. Here's another vital aspect of the 3-day transformation that few understand. Your self-talk must encompass all 3 time frames, morning, day, and night, but in a specific way. Your morning self-talk sets the tone for the day and must be done before engaging with the world. Your daytime self-talk maintains the state. Your nighttime self-talk maintains the subconscious mind for manifestation. Let me share with you the exact method for nighttime self-talk that produces the most powerful results. As you prepare for sleep, your self-talk should take the form of grateful reflection. "What a wonderful day in my thriving practice. I love how easily everything flows. Tomorrow brings even more opportunities to serve and succeed." This nighttime pattern of self-talk is crucial because it's your last conscious impression before entering the sleep state. In Scripture, it says, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction." Your nighttime self-talk is this very instruction being sealed in consciousness. A businessman who mastered this technique shared with me his experience. For 3 days, he maintained the most rigorous attention to his self-talk, especially during the drowsy state before sleep. His inner dialogue was consistently from the state of already being a successful entrepreneur. "My business generates tremendous value. I love leading my team to greater achievements. Every decision I make creates positive results." By the 3rd morning, before any physical evidence appeared, he knew with absolute certainty that his world had shifted. His self-talk had transformed from effort to natural expression of his new state. When opportunities suddenly appeared that transformed his business, he recognized them as the inevitable manifestation of his 3 days of transformed self-talk. But here's something crucial about the 3-day transformation that most miss. You must maintain your new self-talk even when circumstances seem to contradict it. In fact, contrary circumstances often appear during these 3 days as a test of your resolve. This is where most people falter, allowing external evidence to destruct their self-talk. Your self-talk must not only change in content, but in consciousness. The words themselves are merely the surface. It's the state from which they emanate that holds the true creative power. In the book of Matthew, it states, "Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh." Your self-talk during these 3 days must flow from the heart, the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. This is why mechanical repetition of positive phrases fails to produce results. The words must be spoken from the consciousness of already being what you desire to be. I knew a woman who struggled with this principle until she grasped its essence. She desired to be a successful artist, but had never sold a painting. Her initial attempt at self-talk was mechanical. I am a successful artist. My paintings sell easily. But there was no transformation because she was speaking from her current state of lack. I taught her to first assume the consciousness of a successful artist, then let her self-talk flow naturally from that state. Her internal dialogue transformed. I love how collectors respond to my work. It's wonderful having my paintings in prestigious galleries. I enjoy deciding which exhibitions to participate in next. During these 3 days, your self-talk must reflect 3 levels of consciousness: being, having, and experiencing. Most people focus only on having, which is why their manifestations are temporary or never appear. Your self-talk must encompass all 3. Let me illustrate this principle. A man came to me desiring financial abundance. His self-talk had been focused entirely on having money. I have unlimited wealth. I showed him how to structure his self-talk to include all 3 levels. Being, I am financially wise. I am a masterful creator of wealth. Having, I have abundant resources. I have multiple streams of income. Experiencing, I love choosing the finest experiences in life. I enjoy sharing my abundance generously. This 3-level self-talk must be maintained consistently throughout the 3 days. Upon waking, your first thoughts should naturally flow from this expanded consciousness. Throughout the day, your internal dialogue should reflect all 3 levels. Before sleep, your final thought should encompass this complete state. Here's another crucial aspect of the 3-day transformation. Your self-talk must be in harmony with the law of assumption. In Scripture, it states, "All things whatsoever ye pray and ask for, believe that ye have received them, and ye shall have them." Your self-talk must come from the consciousness of already having received. Consider a man who wanted to transform his relationships. His habitual self-talk had been, "I'm always alone. Nobody understands me. I'll never find true love." For 3 days, I instructed him to speak from the consciousness of already being in perfect relationships. I love how easily I connect with others. Every interaction enriches my life. My relationships are deep and meaningful. I attract exactly the right people into my life. My presence brings joy to others. I am surrounded by love and understanding. But here's the vital point. These words weren't chosen randomly. They flowed naturally from his assumed state of being someone who enjoys wonderful relationships. This is why your self-talk during these 3 days cannot be scripted by another. It must be the natural expression of your assumed state. Let me share with you the exact pattern of self-talk for each of the 3 days. The first day, your self-talk establishes the new state. I am now the person I desire to be. The second day, your self-talk normalizes the state. This is my natural way of being. The third day, your self-talk expresses gratitude for the state. How wonderful to be living this reality. A woman who applied this pattern to transform her health shared her experience with me. The first day's self-talk established her new state. I am radiantly healthy. Every cell in my body vibrates with vitality. Perfect health is my natural state. The second day normalized this state. I love how easily I maintain perfect balance and feel exhausted. I refuse. I feel grateful to God. I feel grateful to God. My body knows exactly how to maintain perfect balance. I feel grateful to God. I feel my state. She transformed her body ever since then. I doubtful myself as a professional. But on the third day, her self-talk expressed gratitude for her state. I'm so grateful for my perfect health. It's wonderful having this abundant energy. I appreciate how my body maintains perfect wellness effortlessly. By the end of the third day, she no longer needed to monitor her self-talk. It flowed naturally from her new state of consciousness. Now let me reveal to you the culminating secret of this 3-day transformation through self-talk. The completion of these 3 days is not marked by external changes, but by an internal shift so profound that you no longer need to monitor your self-talk because it naturally flows from your new state of consciousness. In Ecclesiastes, it is written, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. These 3 days represent the season of transformation, but they must be followed by something most people neglect, the Sabbath of rest. After 3 days of conscious self-talk, you must rest in the conviction that the work is done. A remarkable example of this principle was demonstrated by a man who had struggled with poverty consciousness for decades. For 3 days, he maintained the most exquisite attention to his self-talk. Every word that passed through his mind reflected the consciousness of wealth. I am the embodiment of abundance. I live in the endless stream of prosperity. By the end of the third day, something profound had shifted. He no longer needed to remind himself to speak from wealth consciousness. It had become his natural state. His self-talk flowed effortlessly from this new consciousness. Which of my investments shall I explore today? How can I best utilize these abundant resources? What wonderful opportunities shall I explore next? This is the true test of successful transformation, when your self-talk no longer requires effort or monitoring, because it naturally reflects your new state of consciousness. Just as you don't need to remind yourself to speak as who you are now, your new self-talk becomes the natural expression of who you have become. Let me share with you the final key to maintaining this transformation beyond the 3 days. Your self-talk must now become what I call your natural assumption. When you pick up a telephone, you naturally assume it will work. When you sit in a chair, you naturally assume it will hold you. Your new state must be maintained with this same natural assumption. Consider carefully what I tell you now. After these 3 days, if you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of self-talk, do not fight them. Instead, gently remind yourself that was the old man speaking. I have crossed the bridge to my new state. Then resume your natural self-talk from your desired state. Remember the words in Scripture, put off the old man with his deeds and put on the new man. Your transformed self-talk is the language of this new man. It is not something you do. It is something you become. The 3 days are merely the gestation period for this new birth. Let me conclude with this vital truth. Your self-talk is not just words. It is the very substance of your world taking form. Every word you speak to yourself is a seed planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. These 3 days of transformed self-talk are your concentrated period of planting, but the harvest will continue indefinitely if you maintain the state. The power to transform your entire life lies in your self-talk, but not in the superficial way most people understand. It is not about forcing positive thoughts or fighting negative ones. It is about speaking from the consciousness of already being who you desire to be. 3 days of consistent, conscious self-talk from this new state will transform your world. I leave you with this challenge. Begin your 3 days now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances are better, but now speak to yourself from the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Maintain this new self-talk for 3 consecutive days. Watch as your world transforms to match your words. For it is written, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Your self-talk is this very power. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and use it now. The next 3 days can transform your entire life if you will but speak to yourself from the consciousness of already being who you desire to be. The choice is yours and the time is now. Your 3 days of transformation await. Begin this very moment to speak to yourself as the person you desire to be, and watch as your world reshapes itself to match your words. For this is the law, and this is the promise, and this is the power that has been given to you. Use it, prove it, and live it. The word is in your mouth and in your heart, ready to be spoken. Speak it now. Speak it with conviction, and speak it from the consciousness of fulfillment. Your 3-day journey to transformation begins with the very next words you speak to yourself. Make them count, make them powerful, and make them the truth you desire to experience. This key, this golden thread that weaves through the tapestry of all creation, is none other than the control of your feelings. Yes, my beloved, the mastery of your emotional state is the cornerstone upon which a full and happy life is built. Now, you may ask, Wayne, how can this be? How can something as simple as controlling my feelings lead to such profound changes in my life? And to that I say simple. But in its simplicity lies its power. For the greatest truths of the universe are often the most elegantly straightforward. Let us begin our journey of understanding by first recognizing a fundamental truth. The world you see around you, the circumstances of your life, the very fabric of your reality, all of it is but an outward projection of your inner state. Your feelings, your emotions, are the colors with which you paint the canvas of your existence. And just as a painter chooses his palette with care, so too must you select the feelings that will shape your world. Imagine, if you will, 2 individuals facing the same external circumstances. One approaches life with fear and anxiety. The other faces the same challenges with confidence, faith, and joy. Who do you think will navigate these waters more successfully? Who will emerge victorious, having turned obstacles into opportunities? It is without doubt the one who has mastered the art of controlling their feelings. But let me be clear, my friends. When I speak of controlling your feelings, I do not mean suppressing them or denying their existence. No, that would be akin to trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands, a futile and ultimately destructive endeavor. Instead, what I propose is a conscious cultivation of desired feelings, a deliberate choice to inhabit emotional states that align with your deepest desires and highest aspirations. Consider for a moment the feeling of success. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine how it feels to have achieved your greatest ambition. Feel the surge of pride, the warm glow of satisfaction, the electric thrill of accomplishment coursing through your veins. This feeling, this emotional state, it is not merely a result of success, but its very precursor. By inhabiting this feeling now, in this very moment, you are setting in motion the forces that will make your success a tangible reality. You see, my dear listeners, the universe responds not to your words, not to your actions, but to your feelings. Your emotional state is a vibration, a frequency that resonates with the infinite intelligence that permeates all of creation. When you consistently maintain a feeling of success, of abundance, of love, you are tuning yourself to the very frequency of these experiences. And like attracts like, does it not? Your feeling of success attracts success. Your feeling of abundance attracts abundance. Your feeling of love attracts love. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but never. How can I feel successful when I'm surrounded by failure? How can I feel abundant when my bank account is empty? How can I feel love when I'm alone? And to you, I say, herein lies the great secret. the magical transformation that you must undergo. For it is not your external circumstances that must change first, but your inner world. You must learn to feel the reality of your desire now, in the present moment, regardless of what your physical senses tell you. This, my friends, is the art of living from the end. It is the practice of inhabiting the emotional state of your wish fulfilled, even before it manifests in the physical world. For remember, what you see around you is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and feelings. Your present feeling is the substance from which your future reality will be molded. Let me share with you a profound truth that has the power to revolutionize your life. Imagination creates reality. Your imagination, coupled with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the most potent creative force in the universe. When you can vividly imagine your desire and simultaneously feel the emotions associated with its fulfillment, you are engaging in the highest form of prayer. You are declaring to the universe, this is who I am, this is what I feel, this is my reality. But remember, my dear friends, this is not a mere mental exercise. It is not enough to simply visualize your desire or to intellectually affirm its reality. You must feel it. You must become so absorbed in the feeling of your wish fulfilled that it becomes your dominant emotional state. This is the true meaning of faith, not a blind belief in something outside yourself, but an unwavering confidence in the reality of your imagined state. As you begin to master this practice, you will notice a remarkable shift in your life. The world around you will start to rearrange itself to match your inner state. Opportunities will arise seemingly out of nowhere. People and circumstances will align themselves to support your new reality. And all of this, my beloved listeners, stems from your ability to control your feelings, to consciously choose and maintain the emotional state of your desire fulfilled. Now, I understand that this may seem challenging at first. After all, we have been conditioned since childhood to react to our external circumstances, to let our feelings be dictated by what we see and hear in the world around us. But I assure you, with practice and persistence, you can reverse this process. You can become the master of your emotional state, and in doing so, become the master of your destiny. Start small if you must. Begin by consciously choosing your emotional response to minor events in your daily life. When faced with a challenge, instead of automatically feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, choose to feel confident and capable. When interacting with others, instead of defaulting to judgment or criticism, choose to feel compassion and understanding. As you practice this emotional mastery in small ways, you will build the strength and skill to apply it to larger aspects of your life. Remember, my friends, every great achievement, every monumental change in human history began with a feeling. The Wright brothers felt the exhilaration of flight before they ever left the ground. Martin Luther King Jr. felt the reality of equality and justice before it was manifest in society. Every inventor, every artist, every revolutionary first felt the reality of their vision before bringing it into physical existence. You too have this power. You too can shape your reality through the mastery of your feelings. But it requires dedication, it requires practice, and above all, it requires faith. Faith in the power of your imagination. Faith in the law of assumption. Faith in your own divine nature as a creative being. As we delve deeper into this transformative truth, I want you to understand that the control of your feelings is not about forcing yourself into a state of perpetual, artificial happiness. It's about aligning your emotional state with your deepest desires and highest aspirations. It's about choosing feelings that serve your growth, that propel you towards your goals, that resonate with the person you wish to become. Consider for a moment the vast spectrum of human emotions. Each feeling, from the depths of despair to the heights of ecstasy, carries its own unique vibration, its own energetic signature. When you understand this, you begin to see that your emotional state is like a radio tuner, constantly broadcasting the universe and simultaneously receiving on the same frequency. If you consistently tune yourself to feelings of lack, of fear, of unworthiness, then these are the experiences you will attract into your life. But when you consciously choose to tune into feelings of abundance, of love, of confidence, even in the face of contrary evidence, you are setting the stage for these experiences to manifest in your physical reality. This, my dear listeners, is the essence of what I call the law of assumption. It states that if you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, if you persist in this assumption, it must become fact in your world. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is a fundamental law of consciousness, as real and immutable as the law of gravity. Now, you might ask, Wayne, how can I assume a feeling that seems so contrary to my current reality? And to that I say, through the power of your wonderful human imagination. Your imagination is the bridge between your current state and your desired state. It is the workshop in which you can craft any feeling, any experience, any reality you wish to inhabit. Close your eyes for a moment, then, and imagine yourself as the person you aspire to be. See yourself living the life you desire. But don't stop at mere visualization. Feel it. Feel the confidence in your step, the joy in your heart, the peace in your mind. Feel the texture of the clothes you're wearing, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the love in the eyes of those around you. Make this imaginal scene as vivid and as real as you possibly can. As you do this, you'll notice something remarkable. For a brief moment, your body responds as if this imagined scene were actually happening. Your heart rate might change. Your breathing might shift. You might even feel a smile tugging at your lips. This, my friends, is the power of controlled feeling in action. In that moment, you are literally rewiring your subconscious mind, aligning it with the reality of your desire. The key is to return to this feeling state as often as possible. Make it a daily practice, a sacred ritual. The more you inhabit this feeling, the more natural it becomes until it replaces your old emotional patterns entirely. This is how you begin to live from the end, to experience your desire fulfilled in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. But let me warn you, my beloved listeners, this practice will challenge you. The world around you, conditioned by your past thoughts and feelings, will initially seem to contradict your new assumption. This is where your faith must be unshakable. Remember, what you see in the physical world is the effect, not the cause. Your feeling is the cause. And if you persist in your new emotional state, your world must reshape itself to match it. Think of it like this. Your current reality is like a movie projector, constantly projecting images based on the film of your past thoughts and feelings. But you have the power to change the film. By consistently assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are creating a new film. And though the old images may continue to play for a while, if you persist in your new assumption, the projector must eventually show your new film. This persistence in the face of contrary evidence is what separates those who truly transform their lives from those who merely dabble in these teachings. It requires a certain mental toughness, a willingness to stand firm in your chosen feeling state, even when the whole world seems to deny it. But I assure you, my friends, this persistence is the very thing that will ultimately bring about the change you seek. Now let us address a crucial point. Some of you might be thinking, Wayne, this sounds like self-deception. Aren't we supposed to face reality as it is? To that I say, what is reality? Is it not simply a reflection of consciousness? The world you see is not an objective, fixed thing. It is a malleable, responsive mirror of your own inner state. When you truly understand this, you realize that assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled is not self-deception at all. It is, in fact, the most honest and authentic way to live. For in doing so, you are aligning yourself with your truest desires, with the highest version of yourself. You are declaring to the universe, This is who I really am. This is what I'm capable of. This is the reality I choose to inhabit. Moreover, by controlling your feelings in this way, you free yourself from the tyranny of external circumstances. You no longer allow the ups and downs of daily life to dictate your emotional state. Instead, you become the conscious creator of your own inner world. And by extension, your outer reality. This emotional mastery has profound implications, not just for your personal life, but for your relationships, your career, your health. Every aspect of your existence, when you consistently inhabit positive emotional states, you become a magnet for positive experiences. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate confidence, joy, and inner peace. Opportunities seem to arise effortlessly for those who maintain a feeling of abundance and success. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about putting on a false front or pretending to be something you're not. It's about tapping into the deepest truth of your being, recognizing that you are not limited by your past or your current circumstances. You are a divine, creative being capable of shaping your reality through the power of your emotions. As we continue our exploration of this transformative principle, I want you to truly internalize the profound responsibility and power that comes with the control of your feelings. Every emotion you experience, every feeling you cultivate, is a seed planted in the fertile soil of universal consciousness. And make no mistake, my friends, every seed will grow. Every feeling, whether positive or negative, will bear fruit in your life. This understanding places the reins of your life firmly in your own hands. No longer can you blame circumstances, other people, or fate for the conditions of your life, for you now know that these external factors are reflections, echoes of your own inner state. This realization can be sobering, even daunting at first, but I assure you it is the most liberating truth you will ever encounter. Consider for a moment the implications of this. If your feelings create your reality, then by mastering your emotional state, you gain the ability to create any reality you desire. Want to be wealthy? Cultivate and maintain the feeling of abundance. Desire perfect health. Inhabit the feeling of vitality and well-being. Seeking a loving relationship. Live in the emotion of being deeply loved and cherished. But here's a crucial point, my dear listeners. The control of your feelings is not about forcing yourself to feel positive all the time. It's not about denying the existence of negative emotions or suppressing your natural responses to life's challenges. Rather, it's about consciously choosing which feelings to nurture and expand and which ones to acknowledge and then release. Think of your emotional landscape as a garden. Negative feelings, fear, anger, jealousy, resentment, these are like weeds. They will naturally arise from time to time, and that's okay. Acknowledge them, understand where they come from, but don't water them. Don't give them your energy and attention. Instead, focus on cultivating the flowers of positive emotions. Love, joy, gratitude, peace. These are the feelings that will create the beautiful, abundant garden of life experiences. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, isn't this just positive thinking? I've tried that before, and it didn't work. And to that I say, what I'm describing goes far beyond mere positive thinking. Positive thinking often remains at the surface level of the mind, a thin veneer over deeper, conflicting beliefs and feelings. What I'm advocating is a complete reformation of your emotional and mental state, a fundamental shift in your sense of being. When you truly master the control of your feelings, you don't just think positively, you become the embodiment of your desired state. You don't just affirm abundance. You feel abundant to your very core, so much so that the idea of lack becomes as foreign to you as the idea of wealth might have once seemed. This level of emotional mastery requires practice, dedication, and above all, awareness. You must become acutely aware of your feelings at all times. Notice the subtle shifts in your emotional state throughout the day. When you catch yourself slipping into negative feelings, Gently but firmly guide yourself back to your chosen emotional state. One powerful technique for maintaining your desired feeling state is what I call living in the end. This involves mentally and emotionally inhabiting the state of your wish fulfilled, not just occasionally, but as a constant way of being. If your desire is for financial abundance, for example, you would consistently feel and act from the state of being wealthy, regardless of your current bank balance. This doesn't mean being delusional or ignoring practical realities. It means understanding that your current physical circumstances are the result of past thoughts and feelings, and that by changing your emotional state now, you are laying the groundwork for new circumstances to manifest. Living in the end requires a certain mental discipline. You must be willing to deny the evidence of your senses when it contradicts your chosen state. This can be challenging, especially at first. The world around you, conditioned by your past assumptions, will seem to argue against your new state. This is where persistence becomes crucial. Remember, my friends, the physical world is slow to change. Like a large ship turning in the ocean, your new feelings and assumptions are like the rudder of that ship. At first, you may not see any change in direction, but if you persist in your new state, your chosen feeling, regardless of appearances, the ship of your life will inevitably turn to match your inner direction. This persistence in the face of contrary evidence is what separates those who truly transform their lives from those who merely dabble in these teachings. It requires faith, not blind faith in some external power, but faith in the law of consciousness, faith in your own divine nature as a creative being. As you practice this emotional mastery, you'll begin to notice subtle changes in your life. Perhaps people will start treating you differently, responding to the new vibration you're emitting. Opportunities may arise that align with your desired state. You might find yourself making decisions and taking actions that you wouldn't have before, actions that lead you closer to the manifestation of your desire. These early changes are crucial signs that your new emotional state is taking root. They are confirmations that the law is working, that your controlled feeling is indeed shaping your reality. Acknowledge these signs. Be grateful for them. For gratitude is one of the highest vibrational states you can inhabit. But here's a key point, my dear listeners. Don't become attached to these early manifestations. Don't start questioning or analyzing how your desire will come about. This is a common pitfall that can actually hinder the full manifestation of your desire. Remember, your job is not to figure out how your desire will manifest. Your job is simply to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to live in the end, and to let the infinite intelligence of the universe take care of the how. This brings us to another crucial aspect of controlling your feelings: detachment. True emotional mastery involves being able to maintain your chosen feeling state without being dependent on external circumstances. It's about finding the source of your desired feelings within yourself, rather than seeking them from the outside. For instance, if your desire is for a loving relationship, you would cultivate and maintain the feeling of being loved, cherished, and appreciated. But, and this is crucial, you would not attach this feeling to any specific person or outcome. You simply inhabit the state of being loved, knowing that this feeling, consistently maintained, must draw its physical equivalent into your life. This detachment can be challenging, especially when we have strong desires. Our human tendency is to fixate on specific outcomes, to try to control every aspect of the manifestation process. But this attachment to outcomes often creates resistance and delay. It introduces doubt and anxiety, which are feelings contrary to our desire. Instead, cultivate a state of joyful expectancy. Feel the naturalness of your desire fulfilled. Know that what you've assumed in your imagination and feeling must come to pass, but remain open and flexible about the form it may take. This state of relaxed confidence of faithfully expecting your good while being detached from specific outcomes, is one of the most powerful creative states you can inhabit. Now, beloved friends, as we delve deeper into this practice, I want to address a question that often arises. Wayne, what about when bad things happen? How can I control my feelings in the face of tragedy or loss? This is a profound and important question, for it touches on one of the greatest challenges of human existence. Let me say this. It is natural and human to feel pain, grief, and sadness in the face of life's difficulties. These emotions are part of the rich tapestry of human experience, and there is no shame in feeling them. The control of your feelings does not mean becoming an unfeeling automaton. However, even in our darkest moments, we have a choice. We can choose to dwell in our pain, to let it define us and shape our future, or we can choose to find within ourselves the strength, the resilience, the faith to move through our pain towards a higher state. Remember, my friends, that every experience, no matter how painful, contains within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Your job as a conscious creator of your reality is to find that seed and nurture it. This doesn't mean denying your pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It means acknowledging your feelings, honoring them, but not letting them become your permanent dwelling place. In times of difficulty, turn to your imagination. Use it to create a vision of healing, of growth, of transformation. Feel the reality of that vision. Let it be your beacon guiding you through the storm of your present circumstances. But remember, what you're feeling now is creating your future. Even in your darkest hour, you have the power to plant the seeds of a brighter tomorrow. This ability to choose your emotional response, especially in challenging circumstances, is perhaps the greatest freedom we possess as human beings. It is the essence of what the great psychiatrist Viktor Frankl called the last of human freedom. The ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. As you develop this emotional mastery, you'll find that you become more resilient, more adaptable to life's changes. You'll be less reactive to external events, more centered in your own inner stability. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or experience negative emotions, but it does mean that you'll be able to move these experiences more gracefully, always returning to your chosen emotional state. Now let us address another crucial aspect of controlling your feelings, the role of self-concept. Your self-concept, the image you hold of yourself in your mind, is intimately tied to your emotional state. In fact, your habitual feelings are largely a reflection of your self-concept. If you see yourself as unworthy, as a victim of circumstances, as someone who always struggles, then these beliefs will color your emotional landscape. You find it difficult to maintain positive feeling states because they'll feel incongruent with your self-image. This is why any lasting change in your life must begin with a change in your self-concept. You must dare to see yourself differently, to assume a new identity aligned with your desires. This is not about ego or arrogance. It's about recognizing and embodying your true divine nature as a creative being. Spend time each day imagining yourself as the person you want to be. Feel the emotions that this version of you would feel. How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you react to challenges? Live from this new self-concept. And you'll find that positive emotions flow more naturally, that your desired reality begins to feel more and more natural. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, my dear friends, I want to emphasize a point of utmost importance. The control of your feelings, this great secret to a full and happy life, is not a destination but a journey. It is a practice, a way of living that you must commit day after day, moment after moment. There will be times when you falter, when old patterns of thought and emotion reassert themselves. This is natural and to be expected. The key is not to berate yourself for these moments, but to gently and persistently return to your chosen state. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to control your feelings. You reinforce the neural pathways of your new emotional habits. Remember, my beloved listeners, that you are embarking on a profound transformation. You are literally rewiring your brain, reshaping your perception of reality, altering the very fabric of your existence. This is no small undertaking, and it requires patience, persistence, and above all, self-compassion. Be kind to yourself as you practice this emotional mastery. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Did you manage to shift your mood from frustration to calm? That's a victory. Did you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern and consciously choose a more empowering perspective? That's progress. Each of these moments is a step towards mastery, towards the full and happy life that is your birthright. As we come to the close of our time together, I want to leave you with a final thought. The control of your feelings is not just a technique for manifesting your desires or improving your life circumstances. It is, at its core, a spiritual practice. It is a way of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, of recognizing and embodying your true divine nature. When you master your emotions, when you consciously choose the feeling states that serve your highest good, you are participating in the grand dance of creation. You are fulfilling your role as a co-creator with the divine, shaping your reality in accordance with your deepest desires and highest aspirations. This, my friends, is the true secret to a full and happy life. It is the recognition that your happiness, your fulfillment, your success, all of these are not external conditions to be achieved, but internal states to be assumed and embodied. They are your natural birthright, available to you here and now, if only you dare to claim them. So go forth, my dear listeners, armed with this profound truth. Take control of your feelings. Shape your emotional landscape with conscious intent. Let every thought, every feeling be in alignment with your desires, with the highest version of yourself. Led from the end, persist in your assumptions and watch as the world reshapes itself. Remember the powers within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. All that you seek, all the love, all the abundance, all the joy, it is already yours. Your task is simply to feel it, to know it, to live it. Do this, and you will unlock the secret to a truly full and happy life. Thank you, my beloved friends, for your attention, for your openness to these transformative truths. May you go forth and create lives of unimaginable beauty, abundance, and joy. For truly the world is yours, and you are the master of your destiny. God bless you all. Are you tired of feeling stuck in life, like you're just going through the motions day after a day? Do you ever look in the mirror and wonder what happened to all those big dreams and aspirations you once had? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's never too late to make a change. In fact, I believe that you have the power within you to completely transform your life in just 6 months. You might be thinking that sounds too good to be true. How could I possibly make such a big change in such a short amount of time? But the truth is, it all starts with a simple shift in mindset when you begin to believe in yourself and your abilities. When you start to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, amazing things can happen. I know this from personal experience. There was a time in my life when I felt lost and directionless. I was working a job I hated, stuck in a relationship that wasn't serving me, and feeling like I had no purpose or passion. But then one day I made a decision. I decided that enough was enough and that I was going to take control of my life. I started by setting some clear goals for myself. I wrote down exactly what I wanted to achieve in the next 6 months. Whether it was finding a new job, starting a business, improving my health, or deepening my relationships, I made sure that these goals were specific, measurable, and achievable. But setting goals was just the first step. I also had to take consistent action towards those goals every single day. This meant waking up earlier, staying focused and productive throughout the day, and saying no to distractions and temptations that didn't align with my vision. It wasn't always easy. There were days when I felt like giving up, when the obstacles seemed insurmountable and the doubts crept in. But I reminded myself of why I started this journey in the first place: to create a life that I love, to become the best version of myself, and to make a positive impact on the world. And slowly but surely, as I kept taking those small steps forward, I started to see progress. I landed a new job that I was passionate about. I started a side hustle that allowed me to express my creativity and earn extra income. I improved my health and energy levels through better nutrition and exercise. And I deepened my relationships with the people who mattered most to me. But the biggest transformation of all was the one that happened within me. As I started to achieve my goals and overcome obstacles, I began to develop a deep sense of self-confidence and self-belief. I no longer doubted my abilities or my worth. I knew that I was capable of creating the life I wanted no matter what. Challenges came my way, and that's the message I want to leave you with today. You have the power within you to change your life in the next 6 months. It all starts with a decision, a commitment to yourself and your dreams. It starts with setting clear goals and taking consistent action towards them every day. But more than that, it starts with believing yourself. It starts with knowing that you are worthy of love, happiness, and success. It starts with embracing your unique gifts and talents and sharing them with the world. So if you're feeling stuck or unfulfilled in life, I invite you to take that first step today. Write down your goals for the next 6 months' vision. Visualize yourself achieving them, and then take one small action towards them, whether it's making a phone call, sending an email, or just taking a few deep breaths and reminding yourself of your word. Because here's the thing: life is too short to settle for mediocrity. We only get one shot at this incredible journey called life, and it's up to us to make the most of it. We owe it to ourselves and to the world to live fully loved, deeply, and make a difference in whatever way we can. And as you to make those changes in your life, as you start to see progress and overcome obstacles, I want you to remember one thing: you're not alone. There's a whole community of people out there who are on the same path as you, who are cheering you on and supporting you every step of the way. So don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to surround yourself with positive, uplifting people who believe in your dreams. And don't be afraid to take risks and step outside your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. I know that change can be scary. I know that it's easy to get comfortable with the status quo, even if it's not serving us. But I also know that on the other side of that fear is a life beyond your wildest dreams, a life filled with purpose, passion, and abundance. Life where you wake every day excited to face the challenges and opportunities that come your way. So I challenge you today to take that first step, to believe in yourself and your abilities, to set those big, audacious goals and go after them with everything you've got. Because you deserve to live life that lights you up from the inside out. You deserve to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. And as you embark on this journey of transformation, I want you to know that I am here for you. I am rooting for you every step of the way. And I know that with dedication, perseverance, and unwavering belief in yourself, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. So let's do this together. Let's make the next 6 months the most transformative, exciting, and purposeful months of your life. Let's show the world what we're made of and leave a legacy of love, compassion, and positive change. Because at the end of the day, that's what life is all about: making a difference, leaving the world a little bit better than we found it. And it all starts with you. It all starts with a decision to change your life, to become the best version of yourself, and to never settle for anything less than extraordinary. So take that first step today. Believe in yourself, set those big goals, and know that with every action you take, with every obstacle you overcome, You are one step closer to creating a life beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey of self-discovery and growth that will be ups and downs, challenges and setbacks. But I promise you this, if you stay committed to your vision, if you keep taking those small steps forward every day, you will look back 6 months from now and be amazed at how far you've come. You'll look back and see a person who is stronger, more confident, and more purposeful than ever before. A person who has overcome their fears and doubts and stepped into their full potential. A person who's living a life of passion, joy, and abundance. And that person is you. That person has always been within you, waiting to be unleashed, waiting for you to take that first step to make that decision to change your life. Don't wait any longer. Don't let another day go by living a life that doesn't light you up. Don't settle for anything less than the extraordinary, because you deserve it. You deserve to wake up every day excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. You deserve to go to bed every night feeling fulfilled and grateful for the life you've created. And it all starts with a decision to believe in yourself, to set those big goals, and to take consistent action towards them. Every single day, a decision to surround yourself with positivity and support, to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. And as you make that decision, as you embark on this journey of transformation, I want you to know that the UN is conspiring in your favor, that there are forces at work beyond your understanding, guiding you towards your highest good. All you have to do is trust in yourself, trust in the process. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, because here's the thing, when you align yourself with your true purpose, when you start living a life that is authentic and meaningful to you, incredible things start to happen. Opportunities start to arise. People start to show up in your life who can help you along the way. And you start to experience a sense of flow and ease that you never thought possible. But it all starts with you. It starts with a decision to take control of your life, to become the master of your own destiny. It starts with a commitment to yourself and your dreams, a willingness to do whatever it takes to create the life you want. So I invite you today to make that commitment, to take that first step towards a life of purpose, passion, and abundance, to believe in yourself and your abilities, and to never give up on your dreams, because you have the power within you to change your life in the next 6 months. You have the power to overcome any obstacle, to achieve any goal, and to make a positive impact on the world. All you have to do is believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and believe that anything is possible. And as you start to make those changes, as you start to see progress and overcome challenges, I want you to celebrate every victory along the way. I want you to take a moment to acknowledge how far you've come and to feel proud of the person you're becoming, because transformation is not a destination, it's a journey. And every step you take on that journey is a step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Every obstacle you overcome is a testament to your strength and resilience. In every dream you achieve is a reminder of the incredible power that lies within you. So keep going, keep believing, keep taking those small steps forward every day, and know that with every action you take, you are one step closer to living a life beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of people out there who are cheering you on, who believe in your potential and your dreams. Surround yourself with those people, seek out mentors and guides who can help you along the way, and never be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Because the truth is, we all need support. Sometimes we all have moments of doubt and fear, moments when we feel like giving up, but it's in those moments that we need to lean on each other the most. It's in those moments that we need to remind ourselves of our strength, our resilience, and our worth. And so I leave you with this final message. You are worthy of love, happiness and success. You are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, and you have the power within you to change your life in the next 6 months. So take that power and run with it. Take that first step today and keep taking those steps every day. Believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and never give up on the life you deserve. Because when you do, when you commit to becoming the best version of yourself and living a life of purpose and passion, you not only change your own life, you change the world. You become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others, a living example of what is possible when we dare to dream big and never give up. So go out there and shine your light. Go out there and make a difference. Go out there and live a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling, because that is your birthright. That is your destiny, and that is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step today. Take that first step towards a life beyond your wildest dreams. Know that with every step you take, you are one step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. You have the power within you to change your life in the next 6 months. You have the power to overcome any obstacle, to achieve any goal, and to make a positive impact on the world. All you have to do, believe you believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. Anything is possible. So let's do this together. Let's make the next 6 months the most transformative, exciting, and purposeful months of your life. Let's show the world what we're made of and leave a legacy of love, compassion, positive change. Because at the end of the day, that's what life is all about: living fully, loving deeply, and making a difference in whatever way we can. And it all starts with you. It all starts with a decision to change your life, to become the best version of yourself, and to never settle for anything less than extraordinary. So take that first step today. Believe yourself, set those big goals, and know that with every action you take, with every obstacle you overcome, you are one step closer to creating a life beyond your wildest dreams. The power is within you. The time is now, and the life you deserve is waiting for you to claim it. So go out there and make it happen. Go out there and change your life in the next 6 months, and never, ever give up on your dreams, because you, my friend, are capable of greatness. You're worthy of love, happiness, and success. And you have the power within you to create a life that is nothing short of extraordinary. So let's make it happen. Let's take that first step today and keep taking those steps every day. Let's believe in our dreams and believe that anything is possible. Because when we do, when we commit to becoming the best version of ourselves and living a life of purpose and passion, we not only change our own lives, we change the world. We become a force for good, a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. So go out there and shine your light. Go out there and make a difference. Go out there and live a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling, because that is your birthright, that is your destiny. And that is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. Remember, the journey of transformation is not always easy. There will be challenges and setbacks. But it's in those moments that we have the opportunity to grow the most. It's in those moments that we have the chance to prove to ourselves just how strong and resilient we really are. So embrace the challenges, learn from the setbacks, and keep moving forward one step at a time, because every obstacle you overcome, every fear you face, every dream you achieve, it's all a testament to your incredible strength and potential. And as you continue on this journey of self-discovery and growth, I want you to remember one thing. You're not defined by your past circumstances. You are not bound by the expectations of others. You are a powerful, capable, and worthy human being with the ability to create any life you can imagine. You have the power within you to overcome any obstacle, to achieve any goal, and to make a positive impact on the world. So don't let anyone else tell you what you can or cannot do. Don't let your fears or doubts hold you back from pursuing your dreams. And don't settle for a life that is anything less than extraordinary, because you deserve it. You deserve to wake up every day excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. You deserve to go to bed every night feeling fulfilled and grateful for the life you've created. And it all starts with a decision to believe in yourself, to set those big goals, and to take consistent action towards them every single day. A decision to surround yourself with positivity, support to learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. So make that decision today. Take that first step towards a life of purpose, passion, and abundance. And know that with every action you take, you are one step closer to living a life beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, the power is within you. The time is now, and the life you deserve is waiting for you to claim it. So go out there and make it happen. Go out there and change your life in the next 6 months, and never, ever give up on your dreams. Because when you believe in yourself, when you take consistent action towards your goals, and when you surround yourself with positivity, then support anything is possible. So here's to the next 6 months. Here's to a life of purpose, passion, and abundance. And here's to becoming the best version of yourself and making a positive impact on the world. Let's make it happen together. Let's change our lives and the lives of those around us. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world, because that, my friend, is what life is all about. And that is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to each other. So take that first step today. Believe in yourself and never, ever give up on your dreams. The life you deserve is waiting for you, and the power to create it lies within you. Let's make the next 6 months the most transformative, exciting, and purposeful months of our lives. Let's show the world what we're made of and leave a legacy of love, compass, passion, and positive change. Because when we commit to becoming the best version of ourselves and living a life of purpose and passion, we not only change our own lives, we change the world. And that, my friend, is the greatest achievement of all.